You've just gotten home after a long day of work or training. Dinner's done, you're finally chilling on the sofa watching Netflix. Then you hear that little voice. Could really go for something sweet right now. Go on, you've worked hard today. You deserve a treat. Sound familiar? This craving for something sweet is something a lot of us deal with, but it's important to recognize when your sweet tooth is leading you into unhealthy habits and if it's slowing down or even halting your progress altogether. In this video, I'll talk through how to handle that evening craving without sabotaging your progress and without feeling deprived. First, let's break down a key concept: treats versus triggers. We all have treat foods, those things we enjoy every now and then. You can eat them and you can stop at one. They don't lead to any overwhelming urge to overeat. That's fine. Those are your treats. For me, it's a little ice cream, like a Magnum or an Oreo lolly. I can have one and I'm all good. But I don't feel the same with Biscoff. One and done simply doesn't happen. It's just too good and too tasty. Brings me nicely onto the next point, which is trigger foods. These are the ones that once you start, it's hard to stop. Maybe it's a bag of crisps, a bar of chocolate, or a tub of ice cream. Trigger foods can set off a cascade of cravings. Before you know it, you're down a rabbit hole of overeating. Not an ideal habit to get into if you're trying to be a lean, healthy individual. So, step one, learn to identify which foods are treats and which triggers for you. There's no harm in enjoying treats, but if it's a trigger, you might want to reconsider how you approach it. Perhaps choose not to eat it for a period of time, but it should be exactly that, a choice. You're a grown up, no one is forcing you to do anything. Now, if you do have a bit of a sweet tooth, it's probably not realistic to avoid treats altogether. Restricting yourself too much is going to lead to that classic scenario. You finish your diet after 6 to 12 weeks and you go straight for all the desserts you've been denying yourself and you end up back at your starting point. Instead, plan for it during your diet phase. Set aside a bit of your daily calorie budget, say 100 or 200 calories, for a post dinner snack. This way, you're making room for treats you enjoy without feeling like you've completely fallen off the wagon. So it's not about just cutting things out, they can be included in moderation. I also recommend that you ask yourself, how can I make this a little bit healthier? Small tweaks like adding some fruits or low-fat Greek yogurt to whatever sweet treat you're craving can make all the difference. Let's say you're craving a chocolate bar. Rather than having just that, which you'll probably scarf down in less than a minute and you'll be unwrapping another one before you know it, why not pair it with some healthier foods? You could have a bit of chocolate with some strawberries, a few spoons of low-fat Greek yogurt, and a drizzle of honey. You're still satisfying your sweet tooth, but the net impact of the snack is much better. More nutritious, higher volume, and it's less calorie dense, making it a more filling and satisfying snack. A little side bonus you get when you mix your treats with healthier options like fruit or yogurt is it naturally takes longer to eat. Eating slower allows you to properly savor the snack and it helps with satiety, meaning you're more likely to feel full and satisfied. Compare that to when you just wolf down a chocolate bar in seconds, you feel like you want more. Strategic timing can also help manage cravings in some situations. For example, if the treat you're craving is more carb heavy, like a bowl of cereal or some sweets, you might want to time it around your training sessions, especially before training. Having a carb based snack like cereal with some fruit 1 to 4 hours before training can be ideal because it gives you that extra energy boost, doesn't have a load of fat or fiber that would slow down your digestion, could leave you feeling a little bit uncomfortably full. Yes, that cereal could also include things like Cocoa Pops and sugary cereals, not just the healthier mueslis and granolas of the breakfast world. In fact, granola is probably higher calorie than most quote unquote junk breakfast cereals. Trust me, if you weigh out a suggested serving size of granola, you'll be depressed at how pitifully small the portion is. Anyway, back to the point. So, a pre training bowl of sugary cereal is a great shout and it can help to satisfy your sweet tooth. On the flip side, that same bowl of cereal right before bed is probably less than ideal. An important caveat though, if the thing you're craving is more high fat and high carb, like most junk foods, things like ice cream, cookies, donuts, it's probably not ideal pre workout, especially if you're closer to the session, like 1 to 2 hours before, because the fat, as I mentioned a moment ago, slows down your digestion. It might leave you feeling a little bit overfull and uncomfortable during training. So, just a heads up. So, to sum up, know the difference between treats and triggers. Enjoy treats, but watch out for those foods that can send you into a cycle of overeating. 2, plan for your sweet tooth. A little treat is fine. Budget for it and pair it with healthier foods to make it more filling. 3, slow down and savor. The more time you spend eating your snack, the more satisfied you'll feel. And 4, be strategic with your timing. Place those carbs around training when you'll use them to fuel your performance, rather than eating them right before bed, for example, when you're about to go lie down for 8 hours. Using these strategies, you can satisfy your sweet tooth without becoming a slave to it. You can enjoy the foods you love while staying on track with your goals. It's all about balance. If you found that helpful, you should take my nutrition insight quiz. You know that you would feel better, look better, and have a bit more energy if you ate better. So why not spend a couple minutes identifying your diet strengths, weaknesses, and action points? You'll answer 12 questions, and I'll send you a personalized report. As a trade for your email, I'll also send you my best fat loss hacks that I've learned from my years of coaching. DM me the word quiz and I'll send you the link.